Yeah, look, guys, I'm right here at my desk, and I work probably 20 hours a day, and that's why I don't care if it's Thanksgiving or a holiday. You need to be working. In fact, you need to work really hard. You need to work about 15 to 20 hours a day. And anyone who's ever been successful has always worked 20 hours a day. No one's ever taken a day off. Don't take a day off. One of the great coaches on YouTube said you need to work 8 days a week. You need to find more hours to work. And it doesn't matter if what you're doing is not working, or you're getting frustrated, or it's getting tough, or you're not feeling well. You just need to keep working through that. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you don't get anything done. Just keep working through it. And by the virtue of proving yourself through hard work, you're going to get to the finish line. And just keep working toward that finish line. And, don't care what's going on. Don't try to amend your strategy or anything. Just keep working. Because remember, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, that was my evil twin speaking here, because that's not at all what we believe on this channel. I'm just trying to illustrate how silly it sounds, and how silly it is that intelligent people think that you have to sacrifice and work hard to get what you want, when the greatest successful people self-consciously know that that's a lie. In fact, one of my favorite quotes was from a book by the great Harry Browne. If you don't remember who Harry Browne was, he was the great libertarian candidate for the President of the United States. And he wrote a great book on selling. I think it was called How to Sell Anything. And basically it goes into the law of assumption way to sell. It's not trying to push people. It's basically by trying to figure out what the person wants, and then getting on the vibrational wavelength with them and seeing if you can serve them, so on and so forth. And what he said in the introduction was, when the going gets tough, I usually take a vacation. And that's what we recommend that you do, because the people who say that you have to work hard, and the people that say that you have to just push through it, if you're having to work hard and push through it, that already means that you're using inner intention, and that you're doing what Abraham Hicks says, which is vacuuming with the vacuum cleaner unplugged. And it's just stupid, because you're not going to accomplish your ends by doing that. In fact, putting aside interiorism, which is what we teach on this channel. By the way, this is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel, a platform, and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to rapid lifestyle transformation. Interiorism is basically my packaging of the perennial philosophy as it applies to your life, as it applies to rapid lifestyle transformation, getting you free from a job and a boss, getting you free from being enslaved to this prison grid, which wants you to work hard because it wants to be custodians and basically derivers of your energy, getting you free from that so that you can live the life that you want. And as I was saying, Harry Browne, he said, when the going gets tough, I take a vacation. And Harry Browne wrote a lot of great books. In fact, I did a video on it. We're probably going to do more videos. There's one book called How to Live Free in an Unfree World, and it's basically telling you how to get off the prison grid. And there are a lot of interesting concepts in it, and we can go into that and so on and so forth. But I just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I want to basically talk about the concept of rest, because a lot of us are off work tomorrow. Hopefully you are. We're able to spend time with our families and so on and so forth. The concept of the Sabbath is very important, especially in biblical teachings and so on and so forth. Judaism and Christianity will know this concept well. If rest was an evil, why would God ordain it? And why would God do it? And what would be the point of that? Because you see, it's just like in farming. We can always look in nature. If you want to know all of the secrets of nature, all you have to do is go outside and look at nature. It's something that the prison grid hasn't wanted us to do in recent years, and that's why we're always hooked up to these devices. You look up at the night sky in the city like Dallas, where I am, and my water here, you can't even see it. But just like the Quran says, and the Islamic tradition is also very prescient here, it says, إِنَّ فِي اخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ آيات لأولي الألباب إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب. The change of everything, the change of the day and the night, and in the creation of heavens and the earths are signs for people of albab, which is translated as people of understanding, and it means basically people whose minds are open, whose portal is open to deriving that. How do we grow food, guys? Yes, there's work in the planting of the seed, but then we have to let that seed rest and germinate and develop and grow. It's the same thing in sexual intercourse. It's the same thing in pregnancy. If Neville Goddard had a good example where if we impregnate a woman, but then we try to work on that, let's say we try to cut the belly open and see what's going on, and it's still an embryo, and let's try to play around with that. What you're going to get is a miscarriage. Well, that's the same way you create anything, and that's the same way you create ideas. It's the same way you turn thoughts to things. You germinate that seed, and then you basically plant it, and then you allow it to develop. You don't try to get in there and develop it. You're only going to screw it up. And that's what hard work is doing. Because there are because remember, words are not things, as Korzybski aptly taught us in general semantics. The map is not the territory, the word is not the thing. So some people say hard work, like I know Elon Musk, okay? And he knows these modalities. I'm not sure if he knows them consciously, but he knows them. He says, I work very hard. I work 17, 18 hours a day, sometimes 20 hours a day. But his definition of hard work is actually joy. Because he's going in there and joyfully doing what unfolds out of his state as an entrepreneur, as an inventor, and so on and so forth, as an influencer. And he goes and he takes those actions. So those actions are pretty much effortless. But when a lot of us think about hard work, we think about going to do something at the behest of the prison grid, at the behest of pendulums, and something that we just as soon not do, or somewhere where we're basically selling our souls, selling our true selves by going and working for money at a job that we're either not passionate about or don't even believe in. And we call that professionalism. And I like the book Early Retirement Extreme, where he said professionalism now means a pacifist who works in a factory that produces arms. We basically put our ethics to the side. That's the hard work that I'm telling you, don't do. And likewise, the rest. You see, the Sabbath and rest is not a period of inactivity, but it's a period of not taking any action to effect an end. And Vadim Zeland describes this in Reality Transurfing, as does the great Bashar. Bashar always talked about you take an action without any expectation of the outcome, and that's a true inspired action. If you're trying to take action to get somewhere, that's what we define as hard work. That's going to be counterproductive. You may get there, but as Abraham Hicks says, it's going to be despite your hard work. Because a lot of people work hard and they say, I worked hard for years, to get here. But what really happens is they worked hard and kept themselves from it. And then at certain points, be they brief, they gave up and said, you know what, I just give up. And that's when it was allowed to come. And then they interpreted that as, well, I did all this hard work and it got to me. So what we're basically trying to do on this channel is shift your paradigm. You may be doing the same things outwardly, but what we're inviting you to do is get on the interior and to see things from within as within, and then watch how flow takes over your life and allows you to basically effortlessly attain what you want to attain. And tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I don't know if I have here my book on meditations, but I'm not going to edit this video, but I don't think I have it. Let me look here. Meditations. I don't have meditations, but we've read before from Marcus Aurelius about basically rest, okay? And remember, it's an inward thing. We teach interiorism on this channel. Most of the actions that you're going to be doing are going to be interior. The first reason being is that the only thing usually that you can completely control is within you. You can't control the outer. according to science, and basically it's according to the agreement or convention that you made when you came, that basically define the rules of the Maya, define the rules of the dream. And the rules of the dream are, it's very hard to affect change on the outer. Why? Because you really can't change what's going on outer because you're on a film roll. And the film roll, of course, has what? Limited possibilities as to what you can pursue. You can make moderations of it. You can modulate it. You can, to a certain extent, ameliorate it, and we invite you to do that. But it's usually very small and very paltry. Psychiatrists have even discovered this, and they put it in a little bit different terms, but they say you can't really change a habit by force or by trying to persuade yourself. What hypnotists do, and people who change habits and actions and outcomes very rapidly, is they change the I. And basically psychiatry and psychology says you have to change who you are. And for more scientific detail on that, you should look at Atomic Habits by James Clear. He talks about this in the introduction. But we say that too. You have to change who you are. You basically have to change your context and your personality. You do that by getting on a different film roll. But you can't do it by force, because force is still implying what? That you're trying to get from where you are to where you want to be. And that just perpetuates you on a film roll of getting from where you are to where you want to be. But again, Marcus Aurelius talks about the fact that he said you can take vacations on the seashore and on the mountains, and I love to do that. And Marcus Aurelius said he loved to do that, and there's nothing that's beautiful. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is the thought pattern of the most unphilosophical of men, the most just materialistic of people. Because he said, I can take a retreat anytime I want, and I can retreat into myself. And then he gave certain formulae and so on and so forth to do that. It's basically about yourself, talking about yourself conversations. So take this Thanksgiving as a symbol of rest, and try to rest as much as you can. Don't go and try to do things, because remember, you're not doing it, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to force it. You're not forcing it. Don't try to force things. Don't try to force yourself to go where you don't want to go, do what you don't want to do. Take this day to rest and teach yourself what it means to be in the Sabbath. And that means start having conversations with yourself interiorly that rest upon the premise or follow from the premise that you are already the person that you want to be. For example, let's say you want to have a business, but you have no idea how you're going to get there. And that's beautiful. Actually, the less you believe it and the less idea you have, the better it is, because the more fun this process is going to be. But start having conversations with yourself, because we're always having inner conversations. So just change up the thoughts. Say, hey, you know what? Since I have a business today, I can just relax and there's nothing I have to do. In fact, I don't have to go to work for the rest of this year. I have a business that's running itself. These are just basically conversations that you have with yourself. We're going to be making videos about this, ladies and gentlemen. In the course of explaining interiorism, we're going to explain the interior conversations, how to do it, how to guide yourself with your thoughts, and so on and so forth. It's really all you have to do. But that's the first aspect. Rest. The second aspect that ties in with this is the key, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to give you the key to it all. In fact, this is the only video you ever have to watch again. You won't, because our videos are very instructional, very entertaining, and it's on your path. But for all intents and purposes, could be your first and last video. Gratitude, or what Abraham Hicks calls appreciation, is the key to everything you want. Why? Everything. Why? Because when you receive something, the first emotion or instinct or feeling, and don't confuse it with an emotion, because emotions are fleeting, ladies and gentlemen. Feelings are fleeting. Gratitude is a state of being. And you're grateful when you get something that you wanted. So, Joe Dispenza says gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Therefore, a shortcut to getting everything you want is to go ahead and be grateful now. If you're grateful now, that implies that you already have everything that you want. And then you can rest, and then you can go into the Sabbath. Well, Thanksgiving, of course, somehow has been set aside by our taskmasters as a day to celebrate gratitude. So let's do that. Let's just find things in our lives that we're grateful for. For some people, it's going to be hard. If you can't do it, make something up in your imagination. And as Abraham Hicks talks about, the more actually general you can get with this and the more abstract, the better. Because I can look out the window and say, I'm grateful for this beautiful tree. I'm grateful for the beautiful blue sky. But what happens when it's raining? And what happens when someone cuts down that tree? So that gratitude or that appreciation is going to be to a certain extent temporary. It's going to be conditional. That's okay for people who are starting out. Just find something to be grateful for. I'm grateful for this water, and that's fine. But, especially on Thanksgiving, I encourage you to go deeper. Then you can find things that are not conditional. I'm grateful for my rational mind. I'm grateful for my inner being who's always guiding me. I'm grateful for the fact that everything is within. I'm grateful for the fact that I know about interiorism. I know that everything is within, and therefore all I need to do is work on the within and just relax and be in the Sabbath on the outer. I know all of this. You can be grateful for that. I appreciate the fact that I'm here in this film roll. I appreciate the fact that I'm in infinite film rolls. I appreciate the fact that I can shift film rolls anytime that I want. Pretty soon, if you do this enough, within a few minutes, you can get on what Abraham Hicks calls a rampage of appreciation. Once you're on that, if you start that early in the day, ladies and gentlemen, your day is made. These are basic things, but these are the fundamentals and the key. And on this great holiday, where you're going to be able to take time off and be with your family and so on and so forth, enjoy some good food, take some time to go within and practice the tenets of interiorism, be in the Sabbath, be in gratitude, and be in appreciation. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great holiday, and we will see you with more great videos this week on interiorism, getting into the nitty-gritty, getting into some of the science of it. You're going to find it very interesting. And as always, I invite you, if you find this channel of interest, if you find these videos interesting, please subscribe to the channel. You're going to help us get the word out, and you're going to be joining an energetic revolution of master manifestors. So I invite you to do that. I am doing coaching calls, although we're going to be starting again on Monday. We're taking some of these holidays off because I'm going to be traveling a little bit. But I will put my email below. Email me and we can set up an appointment. I will guide you through this modality hand in hand, and together we will help you make more progress in days and weeks than many people make in years. Have a great week. Have a great holiday. We will see you soon with the real Javier Novo. This is Javier. I'm bidding you a great day.